everyone, sorry for the late upload with this video, but I have been super busy with university and work, and mainly university. I had like 5 assignments due in 1 week and it was week 4. Oh, uni. But the assignments are mostly done, so now I have a few moments to sit and talk to you guys about the 8th episode of the 100 titled Terms and Conditions. So I'm going to be giving you my top 5 OMG moments like I do for every episode. And let me tell you this, okay? This episode and I really didn't agree with each other. So you can ask my friend. I sent him like 20 or probably even more Snapchats while watching this episode. I'm only, a little obsessed. Spoilers, obviously. So if you haven't seen the episode, go and watch it first and then come back before watching this video. Or don't, Plenty of my friends have texted me to say they watched my video before they watched the episode. And I'm like, it's your choice if you want to spoil things. Like, I seriously don't care, but you're watching television wrong. Not an official OMG moment here, but something that I thought was worth mentioning. I was super surprised to see that Clark wasn't in this episode. I honestly didn't believe that they'd be able to do an episode without her, but they did, and it was awesome. Top 5 OMG moment number 1, the Resistance. So I'm sorry, but are the only people in this Resistance Pike and Octavia, Miller and Harper? I feel like there has to be more than that. So the Resistance doesn't actually seem to be doing a whole heap of stuff, which makes me super sad. Not to mention, I am devastated that Monty is working for Pike. I was positive when I first saw him working. I was like, oh, he'll just be pretending to work so that he can feed Kane information. No, he is actually working with Pike. Oh my goodness, it really bugs me. Oh, and to all of you out there who are saying that this show has ruined the LGBTQ community, may I remind you that Clark and Lexa are not the only couple on this show, okay? Miller and his boyfriend are like 10 billion times cuter than Clark and Lexa ever were, and actually together. Suppose though we're gonna have to wait and see what becomes of the rest of the Resistance after this episode, considering what happened in this episode. Top 5 OMG moment number 2, the prison riot. Lincoln's back, yay! But Sinclair is now in jail, but I guess he did get arrested on purpose so that he could give Lincoln a message so that the Grounders could all attack Bellamy and the guards so Kane could kidnap Pike, which ended in Kane getting arrested. The more I think about it, the more I think that maybe this plan really wasn't very well thought out, like at all. The riot itself was pretty awesome though, and if it weren't for Monty, Kane probably would have gotten away with Pike. I'll say this though, I'm super upset that Lincoln, Sinclair and Kane are now in jail, but I'm also really curious to see what's going to happen next. Top 5 OMG moment number 3, Raven. Although the City of Light took kind of more of a back seat in this episode, we still did get to see Raven and Jasper working together to find a chip maker for Allie. Luckily for us, Jasper seems incapable of keeping his mouth shut. And he finally got through to Raven, though it may not have been completely by accident, about how Allie and the City of Light are really not a good thing, because they're not at all. Not even a little bit. Raven comes to realise that she can't actually remember anything about Finn. In particular, she can't remember her first kiss, which is very sad. And she harshly turns on Allie, asking her why that is. Allie replies that it's not important, and thankfully, Raven is back, and she decides that she can't let Allie have the chip maker. Of course, this means that Raven's probably on Jaha's hit list now, but at least there's like a slight chance that we're going to be seeing the badass Raven that we all fell in love with back again sometime soon. Top 5 OMG moment number 4, Kane.
What? Okay, no, I'm not coping. I'm not even coping.
Okay, so what you guys just saw, that little video, is me freaking out after this week's episode. Like, it was one of the Snapchats that I sent to my friend and I saved it because I was like, oh my God, what is happening? But like, guys, how can Pike give Kane a death sentence? Okay, well, stupid question. Pike's not a good guy. But I can't believe that the people are just like, oh yeah, whatever. We'll just murder one of our own people. I mean, yes, okay, to be fair, that is exactly what they did on the Ark, but they're not on the Ark anymore. Oh, it makes me so mad. In this episode, Kane is desperately trying to save their people. He and the Resistance realize that Pike is starting to catch on to them, so they decide to take a little bit of a different approach. Since the Grounders want Pike, and Pike doesn't seem likely to do anything about it other than get everyone killed sometime soon, Kane comes to the difficult decision to hand Pike over to the Grounders, and thus the kidnapping ploy that I spoke about earlier begins. Sinclair intentionally gets arrested so that he can get Lincoln and the other captured Grounders ready for the riot. Unfortunately, Monty catches onto Kane and sends Bellamy after him, ending in Kane being thrown in jail and given the death sentence. And I can't deal with it because Cabby hasn't happened yet, and therefore Kane cannot die. Ever. Top 5 OMG moment number 5, Bellamy. So does anyone else think that they completely butchered Bellamy's character in this season? I mean, he was a fantastic character in seasons 1 and 2. You know, he had amazing character development and was well on the way to being a super strong leader. Like, I could see him one day becoming Chancellor. Then they killed his girlfriend, he's working with Pike, and all of a sudden he's furious at Clark and ready to kill literally every single grounder that he meets. Yeah. No, I really don't think so. I get the whole being mad at Clark thing because I guess she did kind of leave him after they've been through so much together, but I don't get the completely disregarding his character thing that they've done this season. At least by the end of this episode, he seems to realize that Pike is not exactly the good guy that he's made out to be and decides not to tell anyone that Miller and Harper were also part of the resistance. But, you know, his character still sucks this season, so we'll just have to wait and see exactly what Bellamy does now that he's realized he has messed up real bad. As always, here are the 4 questions that I want answers to. Question number 1 is, when do they kiss? So that really calmly, but I'm not calm about it at all. Question number 2, how is the new Grounder Commander going to affect Arcadia? We know obviously in the new episode that's coming out, they're going to elect a new Grounder Commander, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that's going to affect Arcadia. Question number 3, when is Pike going to get what's coming to him? The man needs to die or be thrown in jail. Either way, he just needs to be out of the picture. And question number 4, when will Octavia and Indra break Lincoln and the other Grounders out of Arcadia? Thanks for watching. Stay random. Bye.